This is my second day of vlogging, so this is very new to me still, but thought I'd just jump right in. So I am at work right now. I'm halfway through my day. I said in my last video that I'm a nanny. I nanny 3 days a week, and they're currently napping, so that's great. All you moms out there, I'm sure you're excited when it comes to nap time. But yeah, so my day has been going pretty well. The kids have been fairly good today. It's gonna be weird doing this because the kids are such a big part of my life, but at the same time, like, I want to keep them private because they're kids. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be like sharing too much about them. I mean, I probably will, but not their names and stuff like that. So I do nanny 3 boys. Their ages are almost 2, 4, and 6. And they're like so sweet. And the stuff that they do compared to other kids is like, they're honestly like awesome. Love the family that I work for. Like, God has blessed me so much with this opportunity. So that's awesome. And yeah, so today I got up, came to work. I started at work really early in the morning. I have to get up at like 5, which to me, I don't know about y'all, but like that's so early to me. Like if I had a choice, I would sleep till like 10 or 11 every day. I used to sleep that long. Even my other job that I had to be at work at 10, I would still like sleep till the latest I could, so like 8, which I actually do still have that job. I work at a salon, and on Saturdays is when I go and do hair, so I have to be there at 10, which means I have to wake up at 8, but now, because I'm so used to waking up early, I wake up at like 7, and that's like sleeping into me, so I'll be able to get my workout in before I even go to work, and then, which is great, because then once you're done with your day, you're like done with your day, and I can relax and all that. So that's awesome. But it's just crazy waking up that early. Today I definitely had a hard time getting up, which I usually don't. I'm usually pretty good. Like, if I have to be up for something, then I'll wake up pretty easy. If I have to, if I have something to do, like, I'm very like meticulous about, like, I know how long things take me to do, and like I plan it all out, so I know obviously like if my alarm goes off at this time, I only have this much time to do what I need to do. And then sometimes we play that game where you're like, well, if I don't do this, then I could sleep an extra 5 minutes. So I've done that before, but I mean, usually like when my alarm goes off, I'm like, okay, I have to like start the day, I have to get going, let's go. So I don't know. This morning was rough, which was probably because, you know, last night was kind of rough, but yeah. So I woke up and got ready for work, came to work. This morning went pretty smoothly, and then after kids are up from nap, really shortly after that, it'll be time to pick up the oldest one from school, so we'll do that. And then after that, I'll probably end up doing some like I'll have to work out today, and I'll probably end up doing some editing and kind of all that fun stuff. So that's pretty cool. I did something weird today that I've never done before. I guess I maybe have before, but it's been a long time. So like I said before, I do hair. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I know what I'm doing, all of that. And for actually the first time in my entire life, the last time I got my hair cut, which was, sorry about that glare, that's so annoying. The last time I got my hair cut, which was maybe a month ago, I did it myself, which is quite ironic considering I just injured my shoulder. I told you in the last video I broke my greater tuberosity, fractured, whatever. So I wasn't even like fully healed, but I wasn't back to working at the salon yet because I was injured, and I don't know, it felt a little uncomfortable to go into the store when I wasn't working there. I did a few times while I was out, but it just feels weird. So I was like, well, I'm just going to do it myself. So obviously I know what I'm doing, but when it's your own head, the angles are hard to do, and you don't have, you know, the bird's eye view, if you will, of like seeing the angles of your head and making sure you're doing it right. So I think I did a really good job, but it was just a weird experience. I was like proud of myself, but also like, you know, you shouldn't do that. Why'd you do that? So anyway, today, well, jump back. So recently I went back to closer to my natural color, which is what this is, for the first time in my life, like 6 months ago, maybe closer to 8 months ago. I experimented and went a redhead, and I was that for I think 6 or 8 months, something like that, and I absolutely loved it. I got tons of compliments, loved it, but the problem was it was a lot of work, and I knew that going into it because I do hair, but it was a lot of work, and my husband prefers me closer to my natural color, so we're about to, you know, new phase of life here, so I was like, all right, well, I'll just go back to like my natural. So my hair went through some damage with the color and how often I had to color it and all that. And lighter colors don't show split ends as much. So now that I'm back to darker hair, I'm like, oh girl, you got a lot of split ends though. So I was outside with the kids, they were playing, and I just grabbed like kitchen scissors and was just like going at it. Tip for those of you at home, if you take your hair like this, I hope you guys can see this, and you do like, put it over your finger like that, all your split ends will like pop up, so you can just take the tip of it off. Because for those of you who don't know, if you have a split end and you leave it, it keeps going up. So if you don't cut it above where the split end is, your hair just keeps fraying off of that point. And like mine's so bad that I don't even just have a split, I got like a split on a split. Like it's going like crazy and up high. And obviously knowing hair, I'm like, well, I don't want to let this keep going up and then end up having to cut my hair all short if I want my hair to not be split ends everywhere. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just take these kitchen scissors and just sit here and just go through my hair like a monkey and cut all the split ends off. And that was really weird. And then like an idiot, I was like, dude, because when I was done, I got up and I had hairs. I mean, my cleavage isn't like super, you can't see it, but I mean, it's not super sharp. It's like right here, but all the little hairs had fallen down in my shirt. And then like down in my shirt. So I was like getting stabbed in the stomach and like had hairs everywhere. And I was like, that was really an oversight. Like not good planning on my part. Cause I was doing it more like leaning forward. So I was like, oh, it's just falling on my shirt. I'll just dust my shirt off when we're done. It's all good. Not all good. Cause it got down my shirt. It was pokey and that was a mess. Which brings me to another topic. It's kind of weird because before I started doing hair, I would get my hair cut, obviously. And you know, when you get a fresh haircut and you have like those little prickly hairs everywhere, almost every time I would have to go home and shower, like just to get all the hairs off. Well, cut to when I started doing hair, obviously there's no getting around it. I have other people's hair in my shoes, in my shirt, in my apron, like everywhere. In my own car, I drag it back. Like there's other people's hair everywhere. Plus I have 2 fur babies, so their fur is everywhere. So, I mean, like at a certain point, I don't know, I guess you get used to it. So, excuse me. So at a certain point, I stopped feeling all of the baby hairs and all of, you know, the pokey hairs and whatever, and you know, I don't even notice. So it's interesting. It kind of like took me back, if you will, to the feelings I had previous to, you know, to like getting my hair cut and having like the stabbies everywhere. So that was interesting. And I didn't get all of them, which kind of sucks because I was doing it for honestly like a while. So I'm like, how did I spend all that time cutting my split ends and still have more split ends? So that was quite interesting. Let me check real quick. Make sure they're still sleeping. Yes. By the way, let's talk about this. Nanny cams is the ish, okay? Let me tell you something. When I was younger, or I guess I didn't even think about it when I was younger, I never thought that like a nanny cam would be necessary or like a really like needed thing, at least past like the baby phase, right? Girl, was I wrong? I'm definitely getting a nanny cam for my kids because that thing is great. Like the family that I nanny for, when they do timeouts, sometimes they'll send the kids up to their room. So when they're up there, you can see them, make sure they're like on their bed, what they're supposed to be doing, not playing with toys or whatever. You can also talk to them, which is so nice because this family has stairs. So instead of having to walk all the way up the stairs to say something to them, you can just like over the little nanny cam. So useful. And it's like great to see so you don't disturb them when they're napping, because if you go to check on them and you open the door, you risk the chance of making a noise and waking them, or the light from, you know, outside the room waking them, or anything like that. Like that is freaking brilliant. Like I'm totally getting one of those. And they're really not that expensive. Like, I mean, obviously if you don't have like an abundance of money, then that's not something that you're going to get because it's not a necessary thing, as in it's kind of an extra. But if you have stairs or multiple kids or you use timeout in their bedroom, you better get yourself one of those. Okay, somebody should sponsor me. I'm just kidding. So yeah, those are something I never thought about, which I guess when you don't have kids or work with kids, why would you think about that? Probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't be sitting around just like thinking about useful baby supplies. So that's definitely something my husband and I will be investing in. So that's fun. Yeah. Yes. You will come to find that I am quite a weirdo. And I'm okay with it. I think it just like adds a little bit of spice. You know what I'm saying? Just like spice it up. It's funny. I think I'm going to try and do a driving vlog today, meaning I will be looking at the road and not you. Glance over every now and then, kind of like you're driving with me. I love that. Some of my favorite vlogs are driving vlogs. I watch quite a few people who vlog throughout their life, but the majority of their vlogs are done in the car, and I love that because it's like you're driving with them and you're their friend, and you just get to they get to more talk to you about stuff versus showing you. And obviously a vlog is like a video like diary or whatever, but it's just a different experience. Like you they can talk to you about their day or about different topics, and that's like really what I want to do. I want to vlog the memories and the experiences and everything that I'm going through in my own life, but then also just like talk to you guys about different topics and events, and just kind of voice my opinions and listen to y'all's. Why did I just say that? I don't say y'all's. Anyway, yeah, so I can, you know, talk at you and listen to you. And that's I think the coolest part about vlogging and what I enjoy about it. So yeah, I will check in with you guys later, and that's all, folks. Bye.
A little while later.
Alrighty, y'all. Hello, friends. Okay, so I'm on my way home from work. Just finished with the kids. Overall good day, so that's good. This will be a trial kind of seeing how the volume, the sound, the shakiness, because I'm driving, which is what I hope to be doing all the time. Like I said, I think I have the camera in a good position, and I'll be able to clearly see the road, but then also talk to y'all. Why do I keep saying that? I don't say y'all. What is that? Anyway, so now I'm on my way home, and I will be working out. I think I'm going to do some weights today. Trying to strengthen my wing. And what else? I will be probably editing the vlog I've already shot, and kind of just trying to get my sea legs. Does that apply here? Does now. Just trying to get my sea legs, if you will. It's really shaky. I wish it wasn't so shaky, but that's just kind of how like the road is, so maybe it'll get better. I don't know. We might have a sound issue in a minute here because we'll be on the freeway. The freeway! But I just want to talk to you guys about how I'm a little bit OCD. And anyone who knows me knows I'm pretty particular about certain things. I grew up with two people who are not the cleanest though. So I think that has done me well, because even though I am very like particular about my things and about keeping my things a certain way and a certain cleanliness, really more organization than anything, because I grew up with two people who weren't like that, it has served me well in that I'm able to kind of like ignore other people's messes and stuff and just kind of like focus in and worry about my own. Because at a certain point, when you're constantly in the face of not cleanliness and more disorganization than anything, you kind of learn that you really only can control your own environment. So I could keep my room clean, and I could keep my area and belongings clean and the way I wanted. But when it came to, sorry, trying things out. But when it came to everything else, you know, it was kind of just like, I can't touch their stuff because it's their stuff. You know, you can't just like go into somebody's house or area and just like do it how you want it. Like, that's not how it works. The one bummer about working with these kids is that I have to have their car seats with me all the time. And obviously I could take them in and out, but that is such a hassle, and car seats in and out is not an easy thing. So, I mean, it's easier just to like keep it in my car, but then I have no back seat. I have no, like, my dog can't go in the back seat like he used to. I don't have that option, and you have this ugly thing going on, and that's kind of not the best. So it is what it is. There's perks and there's, you know, downsides to every job. But back to my organization and all that. My OCD, if you will. And I say OCD lightly because I'm not like clinically OCD. I'm not, there's shows about people who have OCD. I'm not like that level of OCD by any means. However, there are certain things that I want very particular. I want very, like, it's not even like it's my way. It's like, no, it's just supposed to be this way, which I'm sure really is my way of doing things. But like certain things, like, no, like this needs to be turned this way, or like it needs to be in this order, or I'm a big like color coordinator, or like my closet is like from like white to black to gray to colors rainbow ordered, like that kind of thing. So there's just certain things like that that it just like really bother me to the point where I almost can't just like let it go. Just let it go. But like I said, living with two people and my brother, really, he's, for those of you who don't know, I have my parents, obviously my mom and dad, and then I grew up with a 3-year older brother. So he wasn't very organized or clean either. But living in that environment definitely made it so that I knew I could only deal with my things and control my things, and everything else I had to kind of just like block out. And that was a really, I think, a beneficial thing. But two things that came to mind about that, like childhood wise, because I definitely think that your childhood forms who you are as an adult, and there's a lot of reasoning to why you do or don't do certain things that sprout from your childhood and who you're raised with and all of that. So two memories that stick out strong in my mind are, I'm not sure which one came first, but I know the one was specifically 4th grade. In school, we sat in like our desks were in a square, so there were like four desks making a big square, and the person who either sat right across from me or diagonal from me, I can't remember which one, we would all like stack our papers, or at least have papers on our desk, and I would stack mine in a meticulous little stack, and I wanted it that way, and pretty much everyone else at the table were acting like normal fourth graders and like just had their stuff spread, whatever. But the person either across or diagonal from me knew that it bothered me, so they would just shove my stack every now and then, and I would get so frustrated because I couldn't just like let it go. Like, I couldn't focus on what the teacher was saying or the task I was supposed to do, or like, I just needed my stack to be organized, which I think is a really good metaphor for why you should have your life organized and kind of not cluttery, because you can better think and produce better work for most people if your life isn't full of clutter and full of mess. If you can kind of organize and compartmentalize and all of that in your life, then you're able to focus better on whatever you're doing. So that was kind of the first thing that I can reflect to as a child of like really bothering me. The other thing, which might have happened before and like kind of sprouted this in me, but who knows. I remember when I was really young, my room was a mess, obviously, because I was a child, and my mom got sick of it one day and she told me that I need to clean my room, and I was like not happy about it, and my room was a friggin' mess. And I mean, starting out at you know, the beginning of anything when it's a huge mess is a lot of work. So it was a huge mess, and I remember being in my room cleaning for me what felt like an eternity, with really no child tools of like how you clean this and organize this. But I did it, and it took forever. And I remember my mom coming back in the room after and looking at me and being like, see, that wasn't so hard, was it? And I just remember like fuming. Like, I couldn't believe that my hard work that I hated was discredited so deep. Like, I was so mad because it took so much work to do, and to just have it be kind of like brushed up, like, see, that wasn't so hard, was it? I was like, yes, it was! Like, I was so mad. So that might have been what really like set it off for me, of like, I can't even believe you would say that. And the irony of that is that person isn't the most organized. It just isn't. Love you, Mom. Don't be mad. Love you. But so I definitely reflect on that as a child, and like just remember it was almost like a moment of like, I will never have somebody like tell me that my hard work wasn't hard work, or just maybe like, I don't ever want my stuff to get to a level of dirtiness that would require that much work that I wouldn't like, that would require that much work that I would have to be so upset about it and be to the place of someone even being able to be like, see, that's no big deal, right? It's no big deal. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But yeah, I've tried to tame it. My husband has definitely kind of helped calm me down. He's a very like, I wouldn't say organized, really. He's pretty good at being clean and not wanting to live in a mess. And for the most part, what I put in place as organizational stuff, or my cleaning that I do, quite often or whatever, for the most part, like those things, he's pretty good at keeping that way, which I greatly appreciate, because if not, like, excuse me, can you not? So I don't think I would have been able to be married to someone who wasn't at least capable of like keeping somewhat clean. Like, that would just really irritate me. So that's nice. But Exiting the freeway. Why are we so shaky, camera? Why? Why are we so shaky, though? I hope y'all ain't getting sick out there. I'm such a weirdo. Like, honestly, such a weirdo. But that's okay. Spice of life, right? Like I've already said. Spice of life. So yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about in the moment. Came to mind. I feel like a lot of my topics are going to be like that. Just like, hey, let's talk about this today. And yeah, hope you enjoyed listening. Yeah, bye. Do y'all eat your Ritz like salt down or back down? I just put it backwards. I just don't like that. It's gotta go salt down, you know what I'm saying? Nailed it! Nailed it! Are we going? Are we going? Are we going? I want y'all to kill me. Yes, my parking spot open, though. Whoop, 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 whoop.